Hello everyone, this is the first video of our channel. Today we shall be discussing the basics of electrical engineering. We have seen the simplest diagram of electrical system of any electrical circuit consisting a voltage source and a resistance. Right? This is a voltage source, DC voltage, and this is a resistance. The current flows through the path is I, and here this is a pump, mechanical pump, and this is a sink. The water flows through a pump in this way and comes back to the pump through this way. Why I have drawn a pump to understand the electrical system. Let's start. So we have we heard the name, the word analogy? Analogy is the simplest way to understand electrical system because we haven't seen an electron, we haven't seen the voltage, we haven't seen the power flowing through a path, right? So to understand the voltage, the current, the power, we need to have some idea of analogical way. So here voltage is analogous to pump, current is analogous to water, resistor or resistance is analogous to the sink. Right to say resistor. Okay. So pumps up or makes a force over the water to flow through this way, and water flows through this way. Sink consumes the water and the water comes back through this way again to the pump. The same thing happens over here. The voltage makes a force resulting the current flows through this way through a resistor. This is a load similar to the sink, and the current comes back to the negative terminal of the voltage. So why does current flow? Similar, because of here is the pressure is low. Here is the pressure is low in this area, and here is the high pressure. That's why water flows through this way. Similarly, here the potential difference causes the flow of the current. The potential difference over here is less than this point, and the potential difference over here is less than this point. Again, the potential difference over here is lesser than this point. So ultimately we could say the potential difference is higher over here and lesser over here. That's why current flows through this way. We have learned a very simple law that's called the Ohm's law. What is the Ohm's law? Is it V equals to IR, or V equals to RI, or V by R equals to I, or what else? Actually, Ohm's law is I proportional to V. Ohm's law states that the electric current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across its ends point. Okay, the potential difference across its end points. Like here, current flows through this way, and the current through this way is directly proportional to the potential difference between these 2 points. Let's assume this is point A, this is point B. So the potential difference between point A and point B equals to VB minus VA. This is the potential difference between point A and point B. So the potential difference between VB minus VA. So according to Ohm's law, the current is proportional to the voltage, or current is proportional to the potential difference between 2 points. So here I proportional to VB minus VA, or we could say I proportional to V. The proportional difference between VB and VA is V. We have taken a constant V by R. This 1 by R is a constant actually, and we have named this R as a resistor, as resistance, and the element we are using is called resistor. So whatever we say, whenever someone asks that what is the Ohm's law, V equals to IR, it's wrong. Actually, Ohm's law states that the electric current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the proportional difference across its ends point, provided the physical conditions of the conductor remain same. Physical conditions means temperature, dimensions, pressure. Why we have taken physical conditions, temperature, dimensions, and pressure. Okay, let's discuss why temperature. If temperature increases, then the length will also increase. If it decreases, the length will also decrease. And here comes a very important formula: R equals to rho L by A. Here rho is a constant, is known as resistivity. L is the length of the conductor, A is the cross-sectional area of the conductor. So R directly proportional to the rho and L, that's the resistivity and length of the conductor, and inversely proportional to the area of the conductor, cross-sectional area of the conductor. So if temperature changes, or dimension changes, or pressure changes, the length or the area could change, and it affects the resistance of the material. That's why these three physical conditions should remain constant. This is a very basic concept. So next we come to voltage and current. This is DC voltage and this is current. We have connected more than 2 DC batteries in series. Let's say this is 10 volt, this is 5 volt, and we have connected a voltmeter over here. We have connected a voltmeter on these two terminals, and voltmeter shows the voltage is 15 volt, right? So if we connect two battery in series, then voltage will be the arithmetic summation of the value of two batteries. If we connect a battery in this way, this is a battery and this is another one. This one is 5 volt and this one is 3 volt. Then voltage will be 10 minus 3 equals to 7 volt. Okay. Actually, these are known as cell. This one is a cell, this one is a cell, and if we connect more than one cell in series, then it's called a battery. Next comes the current. Let's consider this is 10 amps current source. Okay, and we have connected on another current source in series with this one. This is 5 ampere. Here is the ammeter. It shows the current flowing through this path is 5 amps. But why? Not 10 amps, not 15 amps, 5 amps. Why? Again comes the analogy part. Here is a pipe. Okay. Through this pipe, the water flows like 10 unit. And in series, we have connected one another pipe. The water flows through this pipe is 5 unit. Okay. Then if we measure how much water is flowing through this path, it will show that 5 unit is flowing through this path. Why? Because this pipe permits only up to 5 unit water, but this pipe permits more than 5 unit. But the pipe over here couldn't permit water more than 5 unit. That's why the current flows through this path 5 ampere. As we have seen, the current is analogous to the water. Then why we have over here, this is a 10 volt, this is a 3 volt, and we have seen the voltage is analogous to the pump. Okay, again we can see here is the pump, here is one pump 1, and here is pump 2, and water flows through this way. Here is a sink. So this pump provides water, how much? 10 unit, and this pump provides water up to 5 unit. Okay, we'll consider the diameter of the pipe is infinite. If we connect more than one pump, 2 pump, then this pipe will be able to flow the heavy water, the heavy unit of water. Here 2 numbers of pumps are here. This pump provides 10 unit and this one provides 5 units. So 5 units water flows through this pump and the pump 1 adds 10 units water with this one. So total water flows through this way is 15 unit. Now if we connect two voltage sources in parallel, what will happen? This is 10 volt, this is 3 volt, then what? Again, how much voltage we will see? We will see 10 volt. Okay, but why? Because the voltage between 2 points is the potential difference between 2 points. Here potential difference, if we consider only 3 volt voltage source, then the voltage between these 2 points is only 3 volt. Again, if we do consider 10 volt, the voltage the potential difference between these 2 points is 10 volts. So we'll consider the larger one. Why? Let's consider this system. Here the water head is 10 meter, here the water head is 3 meter, and we have connected a tap over here. The water flowing through this way is analogous to the current, right? Because we have seen the water is analogous to current. So the current flowing through this way or the water flowing through this way depends on the water head. This is the water head. So you say, when water will flow heavily, if the water head is 3 meter or if the water head is 10 meter. If the water, then only the current, the water will flow heavily. So water flow depends on the water head or the pressure of the water. Water head high means the pressure is higher. So we have connected a resistor through this path and the current is flowing through this way. So this current depends on the potential difference between these 2 points. So potential difference is higher whenever we have considered the 10 volt supply rather than 3 volt supply. So what's about this 3 volt supply? Will it provide current or not? Ideally it won't provide any current, but in practical cases we'll see in our future classes that in practical cases this 3 volt supply will also provide current. So what if we connect two current sources in series, in parallel, this is R, this is 7 ampere and this is 5 amps. If we connect more than one current source in parallel, then what will happen? Again, let's consider a mechanical system. We have connected a pipe through which 7 unit of water is flowing and another one pipe we have connected through which 5 units of water is flowing. So total water we will get over here is 7 plus 5 equals to 12 unit, right? So current we will get over here is 7 plus 5 equals to 12 amps. Okay. So these are some issues whenever we only consider current source or voltage source. What if would you connect voltage source and current source in series together? A voltage source and a current source in series. This one is 10 volt and this is 3 amps. This is R. We all know that the internal resistance of a voltage source is 0 and the internal resistance of a current source is infinite. This is ideally in ideal cases. Practically it's not 0 and this is not infinite. So how much current will flow through this way? So the equivalent circuit will be, if we consider only 10 volt, whenever we are considering the 10 volt, the current, what will be the current through this resistor? When only the voltage source is connected and current source is open circuited, the current flows through this way is 0. This is resistance because this is open circuited. And why it is open circuited? Because the internal resistance of a current source is infinite. So current equals to 0 plus, when we are considering 3 amps current source, the equivalent circuit will be this is 3 amp current source and this is a resistor. It will be short circuited because the internal resistance of a voltage source is 0, that means short circuit. So current will flow through this way is 3 amps plus 3 equals to 3. So total current through this resistor is 3 amps. Okay. Now if we connect a voltage source with a current source in parallel, this is 10 volt and this is 5 amps. How much current will flow through this way? Let's consider this is 20 ohm. So current through this resistance is I. So I equals to I1 plus I2. I1 is the current flows for this voltage source. The equivalent current, the equivalent circuit because of this voltage source is this is 20 ohm, this is 10 volt, current I1. So current I1 equals to 10 by 20 equals to 0.5 amps. This current source is being open circuited because the internal resistance of the current source is infinite, and I2, here is the current source, here is the resistance. It is short circuited because the internal resistance of the voltage source is 0. This is 5 amps. So current flows through this path only, and through this path I2 current flows and I2 equals to 0 because the current will flow through a path where the resistance is least. Here resistance is 0 and here resistance is 20 ohm. So current will flow only through this path. So total current I equals to 0.5 plus 0 equals to 0.5 amps. Okay.